Free Services, Lavazi and who1.co.uk present the 20 megabyte Doctor Who podcast.
Hello and welcome to the 20 megabyte Doctor Who podcast, episode 616. I'm Adam and exterminate, and here's Kirby Bartlett Sloan.
Allocated surrender period has expired. Consequence extermination.
And Mary Lang.
There's something on your back. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a Donna episode.
I can't believe you managed to do it exactly the same as last time. Brilliant. And we're back. It's Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year, because this is our last show of 2025 and our Christmas show at the same time, because I had a squiffy tummy last week due to not taking enough probiotics with antibiotics. And apologies for that. I had everything set up. Everything was set up. I would have not foreseen the technical issues I was going to have with this episode at that time, which probably would have made me run to the toilet anyway. But we're back. Just before the end of the year.
Been there, done that, Master. During the podcast.
What, the antibiotics? It was penicillin and...
No, having to run quickly down the road. Just
so it doesn't turn too many viewers off. Today, before we move on to resolution, that's the episode we're talking about today, I had an experience at work where I'd been for a meeting with the manager and I had to do the last hour on the till. I sat down on the till. About 5 minutes into sitting down on the till, a couple of customers came through buying a hell of a lot of stuff, and the customer, the man, looked a bit familiar, more familiar than my tongue is with the roof of my mouth, because I'm unable to speak at the moment, obviously. And his wife said, "Michael, can you pack?" And I looked at him and said, "You're not Michael Grade, are you?" He said, "Yes, I am." And I proceeded to tell him that I'd been running a Doctor Who podcast for the last 15 years. And he said, "Blah." And he went on. His wife said, yeah, he exterminated. And his wife said, "Oh, yes, but if he hadn't done that, it wouldn't have come back stronger." And I had to agree with that. But yeah, he was a really lovely chap. He shook my hand twice and was really, really pleasant. And it was quite a nice meeting with him. I got a picture and everything, which I shall put on the 20 megabyte page, because I'll probably get told off for taking a picture inside the shop. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to put it on the personal one, but I'll put it on the 20 megabyte page. That was quite good fun. I did actually send a picture to you guys. You didn't recognise him. Yes. I also sent a picture to Daddy of the show, Paul Wilson, who also didn't recognise him. But once I said the name, everybody seemed to know who he was. Okay, now. Resolution.
Yes, go ahead.
What?
No, I had another thought, but
You had another thought? Careful, Kirby.
Oh, yeah, really.
Careful.
Never mind.
Right, so, resolution, as far as I can remember, because I did watch it just before attempting to record last time. It begins with an old story from many, many years ago, in which we guess it's a Dalek, gets defeated by some ancient people, and they cut the body into three and then go and bury these parts all around the world in very odd places that some of which you'd think were a bit unreachable back in the day, like the desert island. But there was
Did they find Gilligan there?
What?
Did they find Gilligan on the desert island?
I don't know what you want about. Anyway, but the thing is though, right, when it comes to life, because it comes to life because there was ultraviolet light shined at it. Well, surely there will be lots of ultraviolet light coming from the sun itself. I know they wrapped it up in a sort of blankety thing. I suppose that covers it, does it, Kirby? Wrapping it up in a blankety thing?
Yes.
Okay, well,
and it was buried.
What?
And it was buried.
It was buried. Okay. Well, because you say it's okay and it conforms to the plot, I'm going to accept that. Well, I won't accept as I can't shut that chat window down.
If you're expecting me to be negative on this episode, dream on. I'm not negative on this episode.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so what happens? Oh yeah. So there's an archaeological. I can't even say the word. What's the matter with my mouth today? There's an archaeological dig going on, and I'm expecting or partly expecting King Richard III's bones to be discovered, but no, they find this.
They did, Master.
Mm,
They did mention King Richard III
I should hope so too.
being found under the car park.
And who played King Richard III in a movie based on the finding of his body? The same bloke who played that. What's that? The story where the doctor's mind is trapped in the watch. That one.
Oh, you mean there's a movie about finding
Not
him in
a
the car park?
movie. No. This is the old schoolboy one when he's a teacher in a college because he's hiding from the family of whatever.
The Family of Blood is one of the two.
And there's a pompous a boy in that story who is never mind. Anyway, he plays King Richard in a film. Based on the finding of the bones, etc., etc. Anyway, back to the original thing. I got slightly distracted there.
But, Master, are you saying that I just asked this, but I'm going to ask again. Is there a movie about the finding of the bones?
No. Yes. Sorry. Yes, there is. Yes.
I don't know about
Sorry.
this.
Thank you, Kirby. I was wondering, too, where this was going.
Oh, for God's sake.
What is the movie? And tell me more about it, because I'd like to see that.
I'm pretty sure I talked about it when I saw it about 2 years ago. Right then, movie. Sorry about this, listeners, but I've just been distracted about King Richard. Ooh, that's not how you spell Richard. I should know that. It's the same name of my father and my grandfather. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Oh, now you made me to press the volume button, which is really bad because I'm recording that through that one. Right. And now, what the hell is going on? Sorry, that's my wife's phone. She's just receiving a message. We are. Right. Shut up! Why does she have to have such a long text alert? Right, so the movie's called...
Not?
What?
Why not?
Because it's getting on my nerves. The movie's called The Lost King. It's made in 2022 and stars Sally Hawkins as amateur historian Philippa Langley. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I had no idea, and I'm going to search it out.
Okay, it stars Sally Hawkins, Steve Coogan, Harry Lloyd, who is the actor that I was speaking about.
The one who goes...
That's the one. Mark Addy, Lee Ingleby, and James Fleet. It's a very good film about this woman's determination to find the remains of King Richard III via the Richard III Society, etc., etc. Who obviously there's a society who believes that all the history about his life are slight lies. He wasn't a bad king. He was actually quite a good king. It's worth watching on the. Can I get back to? Where was I now? How do we get on to Richard III?
Because, first of all, it does have to do with the story because they mention it in the story. Yeah. And also it's interesting, Master.
Right, it's called The Lost King. Right, so they find this within the remains of this archaeological dig. And obviously the people doing the dig is that bird from Ghosts and Call the Midwife and some other chap. And they find they're sort of slightly, you can tell they've got a bit of flirting going on. There's a moth. Where'd it come from? Where's this time of year to get moths flying around? It's freezing. Oh no, for God's sake. Bloody hell.
Take her phone.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like it might be on Hulu.
No, it's blimmin' sure. Alex Watts sending her a blimmin' Apex competition message. Well, I've muted it now, so that should not happen again. So, yeah, they find...
I'm looking for where I can watch The Lost King.
Yeah, okay, well, that's got nothing to do with this
episode. Possibly be on Hulu.
Brilliant. All right, have I still got any battery supply to my recorder? Right. And they find this bag within the grave, and they open it up, and for some reason, apparently when you find archaeological remains, you stick them under UV light. Anyway, when they stick it under the UV light and they leave it to fester for a bit, it sort of comes back to life, and all the bits, the other bits, come back to life, I believe, or unbury themselves.
Yeah, Master, that was the okay. I now have to say that was the only thing that I didn't quite understand.
Right.
It I didn't realize until later that all the pieces came together. I thought it was just 1/3 had somehow reconstituted itself. And that does not make sense, how the other 2 pieces transported themselves, but I'm going to not downgrade it because of that.
Science fiction fantasy TV show.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, that's what happens, and what we end up with is a sort of like an octopusy splatty thing, which is not completely detached from what a Dalek looks like when it's not in its casing, and it attaches itself to the bird from Ghosts and takes over her mind. And
it's a little larger than what it should be, but it was
reconnaissance
it
Dalek.
Little is huge.
Yeah.
It's way bigger than they
It's a
thought.
reconnaissance Dalek. It's different Dalek.
That's right. It's a scout Dalek or something like that.
Different Dalek, and also quite an old one as well because it's been around for a while. Mutations, etc., etc.
But how did it know? How did it know the Doctor if it was that old?
Because the Doctor's was there at the genesis of the Daleks. If you remember.
That's right.
We did watch that story a few years ago. Yes.
All right. Never mind.
Anyway, yeah. So where did I get up to? Anyway, so the Doctor gets a signal while in the TARDIS that something funny is going on, and in Sheffield, surprise, surprise, and they head down to poke their noses into stuff, and they sort of arrive just after the Dalek has got itself back together again, and the Doctor doesn't initially take it particularly seriously. She was sort of looking at it as an archaeological dig, and then realises there's something really bad going on, and at some point there's some goo, isn't there? And she tests the goo and finds it's got Dalek DNA, and she gets a bit worried at that point. Meanwhile, the Dalek, who's now using Bird from Ghosts as a sort of like a vehicle, sort of travel around, killed a policeman, and then eventually finds a sort of a sheddy sort of area to build a little Dalek casing for itself, so it can ride around in that. Rather cool, the reconnaissance Dalek casing. I've got one of them somewhere in the house. It's like a Funko Pop version of it, and
I liked the design. I thought I would not.
It's a very good design. I do. I'm glad it's a one-off, but I do like the design. And of course, Ryan's dad turns up, trying to sell everybody this.
Oh my! It's drama time.
Yeah, he tries to sell everybody the microwave oven. Graham's not impressed with the arrival of this chap because obviously he didn't bother turning up to his mother's funeral. Anyway, so Ryan's sort of being sort of forgiving and not unforgiving at the same time of this chap who's a bit of a rogue, isn't he? And so that's a subplot to it. He's trying to sell everybody this microwave oven. Obviously,
was it only a subplot? I thought that was the main story.
Well, but that's the thing. It was sort of hitting you over the head a little bit that this microwave oven might have something to do with the outcome of the story. Yes,
right,
Kirby.
Master, you've heard of the plot device called a Chekhov's gun. This was Chekhov's microwave.
Yes.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah.
Yes. So, the Dalek reconstitutes itself, and the Doctor sort of has a few words with it. And I can't remember what they did with the microwave. I know it was only a week ago. What was
Jiggery
the microwave?
pokery with it. They pull. The dad knows all of how it works, and they break it apart, and we don't really see much of whatever it is, and they make silly technological things that it doesn't matter because it's a science fiction fantasy TV show.
Yeah. Anyway, so at some point the sort of Dalek creature gets out of his casing. Doesn't the casing get destroyed by some shenanigans by the Doctor, and it attaches itself to Ryan's dad while sort of hovering around in space by some hot place in space. Hey, that's a rhyme. Anyway, and Ryan sort of says, "I love you, Dad." That was going to be my quote. "I love you, Dad." And I thought I seem to remember his dad dying, but he didn't.
No. In fact, watching it this time around, I kind of expected it and was kind of surprised when he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching this the other time.
Yeah. I think that would have been too traumatic for Ryan to kill off his nan and his
But
dad.
that used to be a typical trope in the new Doctor Who, was somebody would sacrifice themselves to save everybody else.
Fortunately,
But
not in this
not
episode.
in Chris Chibnall's world, no.
No, I don't know about that. Yeah, but anyway, so the Dalek, I think it gets done in the Dalek in the end, doesn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yes.
And they all live happily ever after. But at the end of the day, I quite liked this story because it was back to the ethos of Dalek, wasn't it? Just have the one Dalek that's a main threat. I think that it was a little bit silly with the, as if they could take parts of this dead Dalek to all corners of the ancient world, which wouldn't have been particularly far apart, would they, to be fair? And it would have taken probably a year for that bloke to get from Britain to wherever that desert island was. Would have had to come, get fed, and you're still wearing the same clothes. You must have been a bit pongy, but I did. So it was quite romantic.
And what, Master?
What
records
Master?
would he have taken? What records would he have taken for Desert Island Discs?
Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to pause to insert a laughter track for that one?
Yes.
Anyway, but yeah, on the whole, this is actually one of the better modern Dalek stories for me. And yes, I did enjoy the design of the reconnaissance Dalek. It was nice to hear Nick Briggs back in it, and a fairly good support cast, and all in all, it's one of the better seasonal episodes for me. I quite liked it. I don't remember liking it as much first time round, but this time round I actually did quite like it. What did you think of it then, Kirby?
I went into this time thinking, I don't remember much about it. I don't remember what my opinion was of it, so basically went into it very fresh, as if I hadn't seen it. I mean, I recognized bits and pieces of it. I kind of remembered it. Yeah. And as I was watching it, I kept thinking to myself, this is good.
You wanted it to be bad.
This is really, really good.
I remember this happening during the Moffat era. We were waiting for some rubbishy ones, which there were a couple, but most of it was quite good. Anyway, carry on.
And one thing I liked was this is one of the clearest views of the interior of the TARDIS that I've seen. It might be the clearest views that we ever see inside her TARDIS.
Oh, it was weird because the little bits of the side of the thing that goes up and down when it's flying were moving with it. I noticed. Never seen that before.
Yeah, it was weird the way they move. Yeah,
I never saw it again. Funny enough.
Yeah, and it was really, really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And by the way, Master, you liked it just as much as you just said you liked it.
Good.
Back then.
Good. At least I'm consistent.
And yes, I will tell Mary what she thought of it when she's done telling us this time.
Okay. Right, thank you. Right, stuff coming through on the live feed. Sorry about ignoring it, because I haven't done this for so long, I've forgotten how we do it. Right, so I don't know if this is in the right order. So Chris Mockridge says, hello. Hello, Chris. Lillian Robbins says, I can hear you. Thank you, Lillian. I'm glad. Chris Mockridge says, I can hear you. It's almost like a song, isn't it? Duncan Lifton, just thumbs up. Lillian says, I want to know the movie's name too, which is Lost King. I think it's something like that.
Yes.
Then she says, The Lost King isn't on Hulu. At least I don't see it on there. Well, I don't know where it is. I can't even. I'm not going to bother looking now, but I watched it in the cinema.
Yeah, British versions of Hulu and Netflix and Prime Video and all that are different from American versions of them. Yeah, so what you can see, we don't.
I will seek it out through some of my other ways.
Seek it out? Was that like a Star Trek quote?
Yes.
No? Okay, fine. Okay, right, so now we're going to discover what Mary thinks of this. Did you hear that drama sound effect, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, good. That means you'll be able to hear the feedback we've got in a minute too. Fantastic. Sorry, Mary.
Well, like Kirby, I didn't remember this one very well because I was so down on the whole Chibnall era that, I never wanted to see any of the episodes again. So coming into this one, it's like, oh, I don't remember this one. So I went into it fairly fresh.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the basic story about the Daleks and all that was a good story. But the thing that, of course, is a Chibnall thing that made me not want to watch the whole era is, of course, we have to have a personal story, a personal, heartwarming, heart-wrenching story that takes, if not equal, more prominent place, than what is supposed to be the main story. And so, we really get into, all of Ryan and his dad's issues, and it's like, all I can say is like, get on with it, get on with the story. I don't care about this. But yeah, the story, good. I agree with Kirby. All the personal stuff. And I did not expect the dad to die at the end because this is a Chibnall thing, and then he's all, love conquers all. So I knew, even, without getting at all tense or worried, that dad would be saved. And so, yeah, 50% good, 50% a complete waste of time. I'd like to hear, I'd like to have a full-on, sci-fi Doctor Who is in charge of everything story.
Yes.
That doesn't involve, the heart-wrenching stories about the companions. And I do hate the interior of this 13th Doctor.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah, it's a bit plasticky, isn't it?
I mean, it was nice to see more of it, but all it did was confirm for me that I really, really don't like it. Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah, it's a bit sort of plasticky, isn't it? But yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And the little fingers just.
Down,
kind of weird.
Little fingers moving up and down, quite weird. Hope nobody just joined the podcast on that mistake.
Yeah, it's kind of biomorphic, I don't know.
Yeah, but just think what it leads to, this particular episode, as regards to the TARDIS interior, what we get next.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ian Kirk says...
okay.
No, he doesn't.
Well, no, I was going to say, Mary,
yes.
You liked it much better back in 2019 when we were talking about it.
Oh, well, it was
much better. You did not have any negative things about about Ryan's dad.
Oh, really? Okay. But yeah, probably because it was a refreshing change. It was a more interesting story than what had been pretty much put up before this.
But you did. You liked it. We all liked it that time.
Okay.
Well, I will say though, Kirby, that I've just played the Hallelujah tune to Mary's review, so I say that's a Mary likes it sound, to be fair.
Yes.
Anyway, Ian Kirk says The Lost King seems to be £5 on the British Film Institute BFI player. That might be in the UK only. But any UK listeners, there you go. That's where you can find it at the moment. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, and when I use Just Watch, which is what I use to figure out where to see things, I can see where I can buy it, but I'm not going to buy it.
Okay. So that's our little review. If you want a more in-depth review of Resolution, what episode of this show should they look for, Kirby?
They should look for episode 398.
Okay, thank you very much. By the way, thanks everybody for your patience for hanging in with the show. I can't believe we've got that many people watching after such a long gap.
They miss us.
I think that's very well. It seems some fresh names come up on the feed is also very, very nice. So yeah, very good.
Even though we had some technical issues.
As usual.
I do have to point out, Master.
Yeah.
I've got the my DVDs. Are they DVDs? Yeah, they're DVDs, not Blu-rays. Of the entire Jodie era.
Yes.
When I bring up this disc and look at it, it gives this story. It says it's the Christmas special, and it is not the Christmas special.
It's the seasonal special.
This was the New Year's special, but the disc is wrong.
Oh dear. Okay, right then. So moving on, because you've had lots of time to prep, Kirby. About 4 or 5 weeks, isn't it? It's time to do your feedback request section.
You realize I'm going to have to press refresh just in case.
I sort of feel as if you. That's acceptable. Sorry, that's acceptable. Having to refresh. I do apologise. I was just about to tell you off, just for comedy reasons.
Well, you always tell me off. Okay, we have. Let me click on view more comments and for some reason Facebook wants to give me most relevant, so I'm giving all comments. Andy Nunny, podcast, recording, feedback, who are you? And I responded with Doctor Who.
It doesn't look like we've got an awful lot, does it, really, to be fair?
Yeah, and Andy Nunny says, never heard of it, new series. I said to him, season, Reese Barton. Ian Kirk, this is not his feedback, said, my computer is refusing to record audio today. This was a week ago. So I hope it gets better by next week. Happy birthday, Debbie.
Yes, happy birthday, Debbie.
I've now sent audio feedback. I will not read his.
No, you won't.
I will not read his feedback. And then
Right.
Lillian Robin says,
guys,
are you still recording
this is
today?
not feedback. It's just people asking random questions about the show. So.
Lillian says, are you still recording today? I said, yes, we are.
But I expect a little bit of distrust in lack of feedback because they, not knowing whether we're going to do a show or not. It's totally understandable. I do have, however, some feedback that's come through, and because it seems to play when it's in the download folder. Actually, I put it in the wrong folder. Darn. Good Lord, what have I put?
Don't lose it.
Kirby, what have I done with it? I put it in the episode folder on the iCloud drive. Oh, I wonder something's happening upstairs. It's Deb blowing her nose. I was worried for a second then. Right.
Don't tell her you're telling us that she's blowing her nose.
All right then. Now, I seem to remember, and this has just reminded me now, that we've been starting the episodes with Andy Nunny's feedback, so as to save me the bother of doing a synopsis. We sort of did a loose synopsis, so we're now going to get Andy Nunny to remind us of the bits that I forgot.
Well, good evening, 20 Megabytes, Andy Nunny here. It is Saturday evening, 20 December. Long time ago, I watched Doctor Who Resolution. God, is that August or September time? I honestly can't remember when I watched it now. But, it was obviously only one episode broadcast in 2019. And it's an interesting start with the alien that's been split into three and taken away and buried, and they're being guarded. Bit of a throwback, to with the Guardian, the Roman Guardian soldier, Rory. A bit like that in a way. So something like that. But they happily supposedly 3 pieces, Anuta, Siberia and Yorkshire. Yeah, Yorkshire. Interesting place. But then, of course, it was actually found, and the 2 archaeologists, Lynn and Mitch, find it and don't realise it, but they've actually managed to revive it. And they can actually see it doing things. And what they don't realise is that Lynn's actually been taken over, and the Doctor suddenly realised that something's going on. Lynn says she sees a squid-like creature. See the blob of slime, where it obviously was. But interesting when she gets back to her flat and there's on her back. Very much put in mind of Babylon 5 when that happened. And also, of course, Sarah Jane when she got taken by the spiders. It's an interesting thing of that as well. But then you get the comeback of Ryan's dad, who's come out of the blue, hasn't he? And he's, they can have a chat with Graham. Graham doesn't trust him, because obviously Graham has been a standing father for several years as well. And it's this point then that the Doctor realises this is a Dalek, and it's the Dalek's come back. And it's, I must admit, the makeshift Dalek, the one built out of scrap metal, he was almost like a steampunk Dalek. I thought that was actually, excuse me, that was actually brilliant, that was.
It was.
Really was. Well done. And obviously Dalek wants to get its own kind back again. There's a GCHQ. to try and get the Dalek fleet back. The 2 archaeologists, they go there as well. They've got a wonderful car chase with Lynn ending up being a police officer and charging through the country to get there. And then, of course, it takes over Aaron. And Aaron, does he actually know what's going on? Because I think he's trying to fight it. I think actually, in a way, he might even be trying to give it up himself. to save it. And then Ryan saves him, which is a bit of a cliche, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
It's sort of but it was a good move, because I think it saw the personal relationships, the trilogy there of Ryan, Graham, and Aaron, coming back together. I think it just shows that. It's a shame he didn't stick around. It would have been interesting had he stayed in the TARDIS, having that dynamic of the father and the step grandfather there. But wasn't supposed to be. But of course, it makes mean the Daleks are back. The Daleks are certainly there, and I did. I reckon, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was good. Anyway, have a good Christmas, one and all. Enjoy yourselves thoroughly, and be seeing you.
Yeah, well, we'll save that. Have a good Christmas for next year. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, you made a comment there.
We recorded it before Christmas, so there.
I know. Anyway, we also have a further bit of audio feedback, and it goes. Oh, hang on, I've got a bit of tune to play, nice. And I was trying to remember the format of the show. It's really, really bad, isn't it? Hang on.
It can be whatever you want.
I'm contractually obliged to play this.
Oh, 20 megabyte
bugger.
podcast. This is Ian Kirk.
Hang on. Oh, that went wrong. Let's try again. Oh, I was expecting it to play. I'll do it like this then. Oh, for God's sake, shut up. Right, there. Deary me.
This is Ian Kirk. Resolution by Chris Chibnall. Yaz is a police officer, and the Dalek creature pretends to be a police officer. The scrap-made Dalek is like when the Doctor created the sonic screwdriver from spoons.
I was going to mention that.
Like the scrap-heap Dalek, the story is slapped together from various pieces. An ancient battle, Ryan and his dad do soap opera, a police chase, a gunfight with the troops. The extra running time is spent on soap opera. There is not much New Year specific, except as an explanation for why the two archaeologists are working alone. I believe the Doctor has met a female archaeologist before.
Hello, sweetie.
Ah.
It is set in Sheffield, but there is nothing to show it is, apart from a piece of dialogue. The war between land and the sea. And minimal reviews.
No, continue. He's fine.
How many episodes does he mention?
Continue.
Hello?
He said he.
Yeah.
He is a parent. He's not really spoiling it.
Okay.
It's available outside the UK, and I can find no release date except 2026. There's a civilian to act as a representative of the viewer, like a companion in Doctor Who. He has an unlikely romance with a reptile woman.
I haven't got to that bit yet.
See Trinity Wells, the newsreader, and Kate Lethbridge-Stewart are back.
Yes.
There is an anti-pollution message,
Is there?
like they had in some of
notice
the
that.
original series stories. The soldiers always have their guns at the ready, which seems a bit anti-military, like Pertwee's Doctor. From the family, I got a Dalek keyring, a Doctor Who diary, a picture of all the Doctors, the 2026 annual, and the Mavazi scarf in blue and white with the snowmen, weeping angels, and the TARDIS. I had to wear it with the angels not showing, as my niece is afraid of them. Today is the 4th day of Christmas.
Yeah.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye for now.
Merry Christmas to you, Ian. Now, sorry about pausing that, but I was a bit alarmed because I've only watched the first 2 episodes of The War Between the Land and the Sea, and I can only really refer to those. And obviously, anybody who doesn't want to see spoilers, has either of you guys seen any of The War Between the Land and the Sea?
Yes, Master. I've seen 4 of the 5 episodes.
Right.
I have no desire to see the 5th.
Okay, thank you for that,
Wow.
Kirby. Mary, have you seen any of it?
No, I haven't seen any of it. It's not been shown here in the States.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be on Disney I thought it was supposed to be on Disney Plus or whatever. Not Disney.
It will
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, next year. Okay. Well, then there's no point talking about it then, is there? Really?
I have a pipeline through the space-time continuum.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah. He's got but Disney is not going to be showing it until at least mid-January.
Oh, okay, then. Well,
But, I was spoiled for the last episode from Tim Drury.
Okay, thank you. I don't want any spoilers.
I'm not spoiling. I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying I was spoiled of what happened in the last episode from Tim Drury, and you may play the Tim Drury thing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I keep forgetting about that. Our contractual obligations. Hang on. Here we go.
Anyway, I liked the first 4 episodes, but if what happens that he said in the 5th episode, the last episode, I'm reluctant to finish it. Yes, I probably will if I'm bored one night, but I'm just
great recommendation.
I'm not impressed from what he said happened.
Okay.
Have you seen all of it, Adam?
No, I've seen episode 1 and 2, and I thoroughly enjoyed 1 and 2. The bit confused by the fact that we had Sea Devils only about 3, because they are Sea Devils, only about 3-4 years ago, looked very much like the classic Sea Devils, and now they look like a cross between Silurian Sea Devils and human beings, really. But on the whole, production standards very high, very sort of Doctor Who universe-y. Me and Deb were thinking when we saw Russell Tovey playing, obviously, this new character, that if Billy Piper does end up being the next Doctor, he would be an ideal companion, and you could probably at this stage of this story see it leading into that. But I'm not going to say anything else. So I'm going to watch the next 3 or 4 episodes, and I'll reserve judgment on the whole series when you guys have actually seen it. So it'll be a while, I know, but I'm not a major fan of certain Doctor Who spin-offs. I certainly Torchwood 1 and 2 was really good. 3 started getting a bit too depressing, a bit like the Emmerdale and Coronation Street, and the American one just dragged on and on and on a little bit too long. But I do love John Barrowman, who apparently is going to be coming up in the next series of Doctor Who, so which we're going to be looking at. So
really, I did not.
Are you guys suggesting that this is like an independent spin-off, or is this a bridge to the next series of Doctor Who?
This is an independent spin-off. As far as I know, the Doctor.
No. Yes, it is an independent spin-off. Me and Deb were just surmising that Russell Tovey, this character that Barclay that Russell Tovey plays, would be, because he's got some sort of thing that the Sea Devils like in his personality. He's got this sort of empathy and whatever. That he's got the qualifications to be a companion of the Doctor, and if the Doctor is a female, it obviously sits that her companion would be a bloke, or at least one of them would be a bloke. Not always the case, obviously, because the second Doctor travelled around with Jamie.
Master,
yes.
I can tell you most definitely if Tim Drury's synopsis was correct, Russell Tovey's character will not be available.
Well, thank you for that, Kirby. That does really sort of.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
And by the way, I'm looking at the list of our podcasts, and we never got around to doing any of Flux, we've mentioned Flux in passing, but we never did full episodes on Flux.
Well, I can talk about it now if you like. It's part of a DeLorean that allows it to travel through time.
We never did Eve of the Daleks. We never did Legend of the Sea Devils.
All right. Well, remind us a bit nearer that time, and I'll get Andy to do the synopsis for it. Right, Lillian Robbins says Ryan's dad comes out of the blue and goes into the blue box. Okay. Well, I thought that was quite good, actually. Right.
Huh?
I thought that was quite good.
Okay.
Right, obviously, it was quite amazing that I actually managed to get through these 2 episodes of The War Between the Land and the Sea, because Stranger Things. I know I don't talk normally properly about other stuff, but Stranger Things is coming to its end, and been waiting a long time for it to come on the telly, and this is the first time it's been on that we've wanted or needed to watch every episode on a binge. And of course they've released it in a bingeable quantity, which was all quite useful. And whereas Umbrella Academy sort of went a bit weird and sort of un-Umbrella Academy like, this series has maintained a high standard of Stranger Thingsness. Now, the thing I particularly like about it is that there were a few sort of loose ends that were hanging around through the previous 4 seasons, yet they're tying up these loose ends, and everything's falling into place, and everything is sticking in regards to the whole plot. So far, there's 1 episode left, obviously. The whole plot that we've watched over 10 years now, is it, with this amazing cast and crew. So I'm quite confident that when we get to the end of the final episode, that we can call Stranger Things a complete and utter masterpiece from start to finish. And everybody that's been involved in that should be extremely proud of themselves for making genuine television history. Yes, it should come to an end. It's a shame that we won't ever see brand new Stranger Things again, but it's certainly got rewatchability. I'm tempted, despite the slightly gory bits in certain parts of the series, I am tempted to go and watch it from the start, because I'm fairly sure we will pick up on things that they put in earlier on that you find out about later and stuff like that. So, yeah, obviously next time we record, I'll gush about Stranger Things a little bit more, because I'm not really a drama person. I tend to enjoy factual things and sport and stuff like that. So, and it's also, we don't tend to watch dramas together or as family, unless it's a movie we're watching in the cinema, or there have been some quite good films that we've watched in the cinema. What's the last one? I always watched a silly film, comedy called I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, yes. The other day, and we've watched some films. There was a Knives Out film on Prime with the bloke who used to be James Bond, what's his name, and the bloke who used to be Thanos.
Daniel Craig.
The bloke who used to be Thanos as well, who was in it. That was quite good. Deb sort of fell asleep while watching it, but I quite enjoyed it. There's a lot of farce in those films, but it's also cleverly put together and beautifully shot and acted. But on the whole, I've been very much getting involved in my new project, i.e. the Saints Adam and the football content that I'm doing on TikTok and on YouTube. So if anybody wants to just see me, because it's very visual, talking and moaning about my football team and other bits and bobs, I would appreciate obviously a follow and a subscribe, even if you don't actually watch. Obviously subscriptions whack up.
Okay, I will do that, because I've got no desire for any football.
No, but you get to see me, Kirby.
I will subscribe.
Right, you'll get to see me on the match day vlogs. You get to see the Isle of Wight. You get to see travelling to Southampton. You get to see. There's lots of. It's all visual. Yes, obviously it's football, but you don't. You don't get to see the football because you're not allowed to essentially film it. So you get to see the reaction. So me celebrating.
How do they keep people from pointing their phones at it?
Well, they do, obviously, but they're not supposed to. You can't essentially publish on social media whatever you film on your phone because it's copyrighted, but people do. But it's very difficult getting vlogging equipment into the ground, so you've got to be a bit careful in regards to your.
Everybody's got their phone on them. That's all you need.
Your phone, that's all you need. But I mean, it's nice to have proper vlogging equipment as well. I've got my GoPros, microphones. My phone. I've got a stick mic as well, which is quite good because that means you can do interviews with people and have the phone quite a long way away from that situation. Anyway, I'm just talking about technicals at the moment, but yeah, that's my new project, and it's the good thing about it is I go record, edit, put up, done, and it's quite easy and quick, and I don't have to do it all the time. Not saying I'm doing this show all the time, but doing the vlogging thing is sort of my mind's on it. if that makes sense. So it's just something that I'm really so like I say, if anybody if you go on YouTube and search at the Saints Adam, it's one word, you'll find me, find my channel, and subscribe to it. Even if you don't like football, you might find something on that.
I'm doing it right now. Okay.
Lovely, yeah. My videos aren't very long, but you'll see me there if anyone wants to see me. You might find it quite interesting. So you might surprisingly find it interesting. I've put up 2 matchday vlogs. They're quite good. They've been received rather well. But the main content is on TikTok, because TikTok is a case of record 10-15 second video, post. And it's so easy. You can get an instant reaction video.
I don't go onto TikTok the way I used to. In fact, I never go onto TikTok.
Well, you should do to follow me.
But anyway, I've now subscribed to your YouTube.
That's very kind of you, Kirby. But in regards to the TikTok stuff, it's the stuff I post is a lot of football, but there's also family fun videos and jokes and stuff like that. So I do a variety of different things, lots and lots of football. Yes, I agree. But worth watching. I've got 5,000 followers on TikTok, and I think about half of them follow the football content on it, but the other half follow the random family stuff, like the Ring doorbell and the stuff, the car dash cam and stuff like that I put out on it. So again, worth watching. Apparently somebody tells me I'm quite funny. I can't vouch for that myself, to be fair.
That's one of the reasons why you've had you're so successful for 15 years on this.
Oh, so you're saying the show's boring, but I'm quite funny. Thanks, Kirby. Right, so no, I didn't mean that. It was only a joke. I'm just looking through the Doctor Who news page. I was doing a little bit of filling there to see if anything. Since you got to talk about stuff you've been watching, I didn't want to talk about stuff I've been watching. Oh, please do, yes.
Eventually.
I didn't mean to, actually. I just wanted to gush about Stranger Things. Carry on.
Oh, I thought we were looking at Doctor Who news.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were just about to talk about.
No, I'll wait. We can do Doctor Who news. Then
I don't think there is any. Sea Devils is on BBC 4 apparently, but that was on 14th of November. So
Amanda Bracci, whoever that is, directed 2 episodes of Lux in the Well.
The Fifth Doctor versus the Daleks. Apparently that's on the Blu-ray of the season 21 thing. There's a thing about the lady girl in War Between the Land and the Sea in the Doctor Who magazine 624. There's Andrew Cartmel wins Terence Dix Award. Friend of the show, obviously. Not Terence Dix, Andrew Cartmel. Black Archive number 18. This the Black Archive was mentioned in episode 2 of War Between the Land and the Sea. That's no spoilers.
Yes, it was.
And Amanda Brocchi says Australian director Amanda Brocchi has died. She directed 2 episodes of the most recent season of Doctor Who, Lux, and the Lux. I thought it was called Flux. Oh, so the episode was called Lux, wasn't it? Oh, right. That was a really good cartoon episode, wasn't it?
Yes.
And The Well. I know that was quite good as well. Oh, that's a shame. Can't have been very old. She looks quite young in the photograph they posted.
And that was only just this last year that those episodes came out. So
that's really sad.
What happened?
It doesn't actually elaborate, sadly.
Just
after a long illness. So really not a lot of Doctor Who news, apart from the news that happened since we last recorded, that Russell T Davies is continuing on as a showrunner, and there will be a Christmas special next year, and it sounds like they're developing storylines for a series potentially in 2027.
Yeah, but the thing is that as far as I know, there's no worldwide distributor. It's definitely not going to be on Disney Plus.
No.
So
the BBC are just making it because they know they can make it and make money out of it, basically. Because obviously Donald Trump has a rather large bill owed to by the BBC. So, unless he changes his mind, he doesn't want to sue the BBC for all of our licence fees. Somebody ought to tell Mr. Trump that the money that he gets is from our pockets. We pay the licence fee. Maybe he'll change his mind when he hears that. But yeah, But like I say, that was a stupidity on one individual who works for the BBC who did all that fake editing and stuff like that. And they should get the criminal charges, not the BBC. Although the BBC allowed it to be put out, didn't they? Oh, good Lord. All right, the BBC News. Sue BBC News, but not the BBC in general. Otherwise, we might lose Doctor Who. Is that fair?
I don't know.
No.
I'm not even sure what's going on. I don't care.
You don't know that the BBC
No, I've heard about it. I'm not interested.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this is the BBC doing a very, very naughty thing.
Okay.
And yeah, they've upset the president, and I can understand why he's a bit peeved. But obviously, it's a lot of money for a public-run organisation to pay out, isn't it? If he goes through with the lawsuit that he's threatening. But I'm hoping that it'll sort of get settled in a kind, sort of nice way. But it's still in the background, and whoever did that, the BBC should be fired and never get employed in media again, in my view. But there you go. You could ruin it for everybody. If Doctor Who as a series dies because they need to, well, basically fall apart, the BBC could fall apart. Although Doctor Who could then go on to be produced by another company, couldn't it? Okay, well, it doesn't matter then, does it? And we wouldn't have to pay a license fee either, would we?
Now, in this Doctor Who news stuff, I did not realize that there was another Peter Davison Blu-ray collection was coming out. I don't know how I missed that. And I'm looking forward to that.
Sorry, Terry Miles is just messaging me. He said, did I miss the emails? And I've said, have you sent one? If he has, I'll read it out. Right then, so yeah, you wanted to, while Terry, I'll find out if Terry's got an email. You said you wanted to talk about...
Well, first of all, I like I just said, I did not realize that season 21, that's at Peter Davison season with Warriors of the Deep, etc. Oh yeah, I did. That's right. I did see that because they've done updated special effects. So never mind what I just said, because people were commenting about how the one creature from
the pit.
No, the pantomime horse. Green creature where the paint was rubbing off.
The Merca?
The Merca. Yeah, they've redone the Merca, so it actually looks better.
Is that the creature that was with the Sea Devils then in
yes,
the war between the land and the sea?
Yeah, I think that's Warriors of the Deep.
Oh, okay. I'll bear that in mind. It was Warriors of the Deep that originally appeared.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Okay.
So I was saying I didn't remember that they'd made the announcement for season 21, but yes, I did in passing see the trailer for it. So never mind. Speaking of the Blu-ray collections,
yes,
I now own all of them except for Tom Baker's Complete Series 2,
right,
which, although you guys have it available in the UK, it doesn't come out here until January the 20th. It is on order. I'm looking so much forward to that. But I have every single one of them now. I saved up all the ones that have been published so far. And like the other day, I pulled one out at random because I wanted to, and pulled out Peter Davison. I guess this is season 20. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, they give them to us as Peter Davison season 1, season 2, etc.
Oh, right, yes.
So I'm not sure which season this is overall, but this would be the Five Doctors season.
Okay.
And I wanted to see how they did because they took the Five Doctors for the 60th anniversary of the show, the 40th anniversary of the Five Doctors. They re-edited it again. If you recall, the 20th anniversary was terrible. The time scoop was not right. They put in extraneous nonsense. They did a great job with the 40th anniversary restoration.
Oh, cool.
I just want to put that out there. It was fantastic. Sorry. Other things I've been watching. The only thing recent that I've watched, someone told me that the comedy horror movie, apparently I started watching a lot of comedy horror movies. I'm not a big horror person, but I've been getting recommendations. I recently watched Lisa Frankenstein, which was fun. And it had I don't remember who starred in it. It was what's his name? Cole Sprouse, one of the Sprouse brothers from the old Disney series.
Yes.
He plays the monster, and he does almost the entire movie in pantomime.
Yeah.
And he does a great job. It's a really fun little movie. And then I also just finished watching an 80s movie, which I'd heard about for ages. And I finally got around to watching The Night of the Comet.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, too. A comet comes along and wipes out all of humanity except for two valley girls.
Two what?
And a comet comes along.
Yeah, I've got that bit. They wiped out the whole planet except for what?
Except for two valley girls.
Okay.
And the actor who would later play Chakotay on Voyager.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Chakotay?
Chakotay, okay.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've...
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, too.
Thank you. When you mentioned that, there's a new series on Netflix that was one of my favourite series. It's a third season of. I'm going to see what it's called. I do apologise. It's about this chap, Mr. Ken Goldin, who runs an auction company about collectibles, basically, like sports, movie, anything that people, Pokemon cards, stuff like that. And obviously individual items of these things go for millions of dollars. And this season, I think he's managed to get on eBay. So he's done a team up with eBay. I was watching episode 2 of the third series and thinking, devil like this, because it's just jaw dropping, the collections people have and these items that they can sell for millions of pounds. There's a clip on one of the episodes where this young lad goes into a Pokemon card or a card shop. I presume in America they've got these little shops that sell specific collectible cards, a brand new one. Yeah. And he gets this pack out of a Pokemon box. It just happens to be one of these super packs that has about 10 collectible cards in it. No, the rare ones. And his reaction when he opens it and realises what he's got. And I will spoil this episode because he goes to the Golden Office and they offer him thousands and thousands of dollars for these cards. Bear in mind he's like 11. And he said, I want to keep them. And I loved that. They accepted that. The fact that they were his cards. And there are other people who've got this wrestler, or is he a boxer? I don't know. He wears this highly collectible 10 card, a Pokemon card, which is worth about $6 million around his neck, and they're trying to persuade him to sell it because obviously they make a commission profit on the sale of successfully sold items. It's called King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch. It's on Netflix and it's absolutely superb. Have to recommend that program. We did watch Man vs. Baby, a Rowan Atkinson thing on Netflix as well, which was really pants.
I started that and I never finished it.
Yeah, it's pants. Anyway, Mary, I thought I'd send you Terry Miles's feedback. I
haven't heard Mary's voice in quite some time.
I know, she's listening to me. She's absolutely enthralled by my dulcet tones, which I've been trying to...
Or dozing off, one of the other.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, Terry Miles sent some feedback in at 7 o'clock, and I've sent it to
says,
you. Yes.
Resolution of the Daleks. No, wait up. Resolution. A New Year's story. So an alien invaded Earth over 1,000 years ago and was beaten and cut into 3. Then the parts were taken to Anuda Island, Siberia, and Yorkshire. What could the alien be? If the BBC hadn't printed it in their magazine, we wouldn't know it was a tailored battle machine, a Dalek.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, it's a reconnaissance Dalek.
Cool.
As it's the Daleks again, I'm not too happy.
No.
The story was a good tale, but there were a few flaws. Then again, it's Chibnall trying to write and failing. Ryan's dad with the combination oven. That might come in handy later. Is that Bannerman Road that Lynn lives in? Well, it looks like Sarah Jane's place.
Yes.
Does it?
Not much more to say, sorry. Best quote this week. Doctor, whoops. Graham, you've landed on my chair. Doctor, sorry. Graham, you've broken my chair. Doctor, well, if you will leave chairs lying around the place, Graham, this is my front room. Next up, a double episode. I feel Spyfall, parts 1 and 2. After that, we have Kirby's favorite, Benny.
Mm.
Benny!
Linda and Terry Miles.
Excellent. Well, that's again, next time we record, obviously that's 2 episodes to watch. We'll get 2 episodes out of the way of this particular thing. We were supposed to actually be doing 2 episodes, and that seemed to die a death because I wasn't recording enough.
No, it died because we wanted to do Spyfall together. That's all.
Oh, so we do 2 episodes after Spyfall anyway. Yes?
I was surprised.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember now. Okay, so we can do the Spyfall and then we'll go back to the 2 episodes. I like the sound of that.
Mundo.
Yes.
Is the less of whatever it's called, Orphan 55, the better.
Yeah, your favourite episode. Excellent. We're looking forward to seeing that one. Okay, Mary.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, before we talk about Mary's what Mary's been up to, apart from obviously watching lots and lots of sports, and you will be interested in that golden thing, Mary, because there's lots of collectible baseball, basketball, and stuff like that, stuff that they sell, and they actually they interview players, and they have. Oh, it's just an amazing programming. Just watch it. It's just it needs to be seen. On Paramount Plus, there's a TV channel here in the UK. There was a new series on there called The Revenge Club, I think it was called. And it's fab. Well worth watching. 6 episodes, about 45 minutes each. Based in the UK, by the way, because I think they've got a Paramount Plus in America. But if they do show it on the American channel, worth watching. Mary!
Yes. Well, what I've been up to is I have watched some interesting things, but... Yeah. My big event was going to Chicago TARDIS.
Oh, yes!
Yes!
Thanksgiving, yes, and I got to meet up with Chris Eccleston.
Oh, yes. Oh!
Yeah.
Name drop.
Oh, never heard of him.
No, okay, well, I'm sorry, but, he was, at one point, he was kind of famous as a Doctor Who.
I've got a picture of him somewhere.
He got out of the business, but then he has since come back because he sees what love everybody has for it. So, yes, he's really been enjoying being back in it all.
Yeah.
He had a very brief time at Chicago TARDIS because he was only booked for one day, and that one day was all photographs, autographs. Interviews, that kind of stuff. So it wasn't like he could chum with us like the guests usually do. And then it was even cut shorter than that because he got notified while he was there that he had a new acting job.
Oh.
But he had to be in London the next morning, so he had to leave earlier than expected. So we didn't get a lot out of him. The one kind of sad thing for me was that when he was doing the photographs, and let me tell you, it was like bang, 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 bang. People, we were all told, you can't stand there and talk to him. You can't do any fun poses. You just got to stand there and let the next person move in. Yeah. So he was standing there looking pretty grim, person after person was standing with him and getting their picture taken. So when I went up, I don't know, I said something to him about, fly me to the moon, Rocket Man, or, something to that effect. And he laughed and I laughed. And the guy took a picture, and I think it was I was so happy. It'd be the only picture with him smiling. But then the photographer looked at his screen and said, "Oh, I have to take another one."
Oh.
The one that he took has me still smiling, but Chris is back to being the grim face.
Oh.
So that was kind
He
of a
looked
letdown.
quite sort of cheerful in the picture I had with him. No, got to look for that one now. Carry on, Mary.
Yeah, but when they interviewed him, I mean, he turned out to be, I mean, he really was. He was thoughtful. He was so sweet.
Yeah, he's a lovely chap.
Oh, very lovely. And
Yeah.
in the interview, such a regular guy. It was so nice to hear him talk about things. But other guests that were there were Jacqueline King. She was Donna's mother. And of course, we had Katie Manning, and we had what's his name? He's at every convention.
Ken Deep?
No, Fraser Hines.
Oh, Fraser.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, he did everything.
Yeah, he does go to
He
everything.
is, he's at every
But
convention.
so does Colin. Colin Baker does.
Yeah.
He wrote a book. So I bought the book and he signed it. And again, he's just so sweet. He's all over the place. Talking with everybody. I love Fraser Hines.
Yeah, I'm glad he's all over the place because I was giving a list to a friend of all of the doctors and companions I've met, and when I go through a list of companions, he's the one who is the oldest of all of the ones that I've met.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's getting on a bit.
He's still with us.
Yes.
Well, and we had the mystery lady. We had I go to say these things and the names completely evaporate.
Mm.
Who's
Well, Anita
Mrs.
Dobson.
Blood.
Mrs. Anita
Blood.
Dobson.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be at Portsmouth Comic Con next May, which is around my birthday, so I'm hoping to go to that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there were a lot of Big Finish, because this is kind of a Big Finish convention too.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of Big Finish actors there whose names probably wouldn't ring a bell, except the second Doctor's son was there. And we had, I don't know if you've ever listened to Big Finish, but we had a lot of people from the cast of Gallifrey that were there, and they were fun to listen to. And they're going to be coming out with some more episodes of Gallifrey. But it was fun. Oh, and Annette Badland was there. And the one thing that Chris had to skip was the live commentary. They were going to show, I think it was Boomtown. So Annette and Chris were going to comment on it as it played, but then that's what Chris had to leave. So Annette was on her own commenting, which wasn't that interesting. She doesn't, she's a really nice and fun lady, but she doesn't comment very well.
And if you're just being thrown into it.
I think she was kind of depending on him, having a lot to say too, but she didn't have much.
I remember we threw someone, possibly Colin, into one of those at a Con GT, and he did well, but he didn't expect it.
Yeah, so he struggled. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to see a lot of videos. We got to sit in a lot of really interesting panels. This year I made a point of going out of my way and going to panels of things that the names mystified me. I didn't know what they were going to be about, and had a lot of fun. Matthew Kressel was there. Mm. He led a few panels, but I only got to sit in on one of his, because I don't know why they did this, but every time there was like a big event in the main room, that's when Matthew was scheduled to run a panel. So I hardly ever got to see him.
What does that tell us about? Oh dear.
Poor guy. Yeah. Oh, and amazing costumes. The person who won the costume cavalcade this year was Mr. Ringading. Remember him from the Shooty Gatwa episode? This person was tall, lanky. They had the big head and the big hands, and that person, and the big shoes and everything. And that person had the Mr. Ringling walk down, and they were just going up and down the hallways, like this, and everybody just loved it. So yeah, so that person won the best, even though there were some amazing other costumes there that were a lot of fun to see.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of that.
It's probably somewhere on if you
sure
go to the Chicago TARDIS site, you'll probably see him there.
Yeah, it doesn't come up.
But actually, not even a him; it was a her.
Oh.
And this woman has been to the convention before, and she is remarkably tall. So she usually draws a lot of attention because she's so tall. And this year she used it to the best effect. So yeah, 4 days of constant fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I must admit, there's been some tantalising carrots of guests being made available at conventions in the UK, but unfortunately 2026 is Isabella's wedding year, and we will not have any money. I've got my 60th birthday coming up in May, and Deb's suggested they get me a season ticket at Southampton. But William Shatner's supposed to be appearing at Liverpool Comic Con. I'm absolutely desperate to meet William Shatner because I've missed out so many times. Ncuti Gatwa is appearing at London Spring Comic Con with Millie Gibson, and like I say, Anita Dobson's going to be at Portsmouth Comic Con. That's the most likely of the people I might meet around that time, because Portsmouth Comic Con is local, it's not expensive. I actually got in there free the last couple of times because I was doing media stuff for FantasyCon. But
so you're not going to do a con this year?
I won't. If I do any more conventions, it would be as a helper. Alex Dyke did the Doctor Who convention, didn't even mention about it, and Roy took his TARDIS and his Dalek up to it. I got one in the shed he could have had as long as he'd got me over there, and I got about umpteen Doctor Who cardboard cutouts in the attic. So, but they didn't bother actually mentioning it to me. So, but Roy apparently has got a qualification or something like that, so he can do events. I'm hoping that he does FantasyCon himself, and me and Deb will just go along and sort of help out on the day. I just don't want the stress and the financial, if things go wrong, the financial worry of trying to bail it out. I personally think the event doesn't need bailing out now, but I don't want to be in that situation anymore. That potential.
So you're saying there is going to be one or not? I'm
saying I don't know, because all I'm saying is we've declared ourselves out, as far as main organisers of it. When I did that, Roy then got a qualification to run events. We didn't actually have a qualification, we just did it, but Roy's, he likes to get certificates and stuff like that and be official with everything, which is really cool. And I'm thinking, has he done that because he wants to try and run either FantasyCon or his own convention? He's got the infrastructure for it, so we'll see what happens with that one. But I don't know what's going to happen with FantasyCon. Okay. All I know is that I'm getting too old for it. I'm getting too old. We want a quiet life. So I'm not saying I'm not proud of what we've achieved. By the way, I found a picture of the Mr. Ring-a-Ding from Chicago TARDIS, and I put it in the. I posted it not as a standalone, but I put it in the feedback for this episode of our recording.
Oh, okay.
Excellent work, Kirby. Right, Mary. That was a wonderful review of Chicago TARDIS. I'm very jealous. And was it popular? Were there lots of people there?
Were there lots? Oh my gosh! With Chris Eccleston as the main attraction, it was packed.
Yeah, because obviously,
it's like the biggest crowd they've had in a long time.
Oh, that's good. Because obviously, we've had discussions this year that the popularity of Doctor Who in the US is waning, but if they had a good turnout, that means that it can't be waning that much.
No, it's definitely waning here too.
Mm. But anyway,
I went to a lecture on Apollo 8 yesterday, at the MIMS Museum of Technology, which used to be the Computer Museum of America.
Yes.
I met up with a friend who I used to work with. I made him a Doctor Who fan.
Yes.
What did the
Doctor Who fan that you made for him look like?
No.
Did it look like me?
Anyway, he's a Doctor Who fan because I introduced him to Doctor Who. Anyway, we were talking about fandom, and he brought his adult son, who's the same age as my oldest daughter, along to this lecture.
Yes.
But we were talking about Doctor Who and conventions and everything, and we were lamenting over the fact that it's fading, and that I used to go to 3 conventions a year, and now I haven't been to a convention since the very last Conquistadores, and that was what, 2.5 years ago?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
you got a
I
convention.
miss conventions, but isn't Gallifrey shutting down?
Is it?
Maybe not.
No, not that I know of.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. I thought I had heard that it, and hopefully Chicago TARDIS will be around for a while, because Chicago TARDIS is pretty much the only one where I think I could get there.
Yeah. You should talk to Matthew and hook up.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna wind the show up now because my thing's running off a battery.
And we need to figure out when we're recording next.
Oh, that's a good idea. All I can do is put potential dates on the thing. Well, next on the 4th of January is a potential date because it's all the diary's clear. So's the 11th. So's the 18th.
Well, why don't we tentatively
25th
count on the 4th?
Yeah, we'll tentatively aim for the 4th and hope for the best.
I've now put down the 4th, Spyfall, both parts 1 and 2.
Indeed. Anyway.
Wait, I'm looking at that picture of Mr. Ringading. That's not the right one.
It's not the right one.
No,
okay.
the Mr. Ringading, that one, the thing is huge. She's really tall.
You're joking. You're trying to say.
You can see in that picture that there were other Ringadings, but no, this one was.
I didn't know that. Well,
yeah, I'm going to have to look.
Excuse me, Mary, are you trying to say that Kirby got something wrong?
Oh, I'm afraid. Well, he wasn't there.
How am I supposed to know which one because I wasn't there?
Yeah. So he wouldn't know. No, yeah.
Don't penny stand out for it.
I'll try to find the picture of the right ring-a-ding and put it up.
Okay, I've corrected my my comment.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, right. So
I'm gonna leave the picture up, but I've corrected.
Yeah, she towered over everybody.
Okay.
Spyfall 1 and 2, hopefully 4th of January. Have a great new year, and thank you for sticking around with us here at the 20 Megabyte Doctor Who podcast, which you can join. Oh, that's a Facebook group, isn't it? Yes, if you want to send in some feedback, that might spur me on a little bit. But thanks for everybody. I saw some new names come up there.
Happy New Year to all.
Yes.
So, yes.
To all a goodbye, fancy pants.
Hang on, I haven't said goodbye yet. What's the matter with you? Hopefully, we might even get Debbie back on the show at some point. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, thank you for listening, watching, taking part in the show. Until next time, next year. Goodbye.
Goodbye, fancy pants.
Bye.
Megabyte Doctor Who podcast is an ABP services production and is a proud member of the Doctor Who podcast Alliance. Doctor Who is a trademark of the BBC. No copyright infringement intended. I did it!